move.
Short months ago, I sat in the town hall and outlined what I hope to achieve during my tenure as mayor. It didn't go entirely to plan. However, what I did notice was the community spirit within the town was a strong town, which, when it came to awarding the civic award, the choice of the recipient was harder than ever. Back in November or December, 2 names were put to me which reflected the community spirit of the town. For people who have gone this community award is for people who have gone above and beyond any expectations. I chose 2. First is Kerry Wood, who in 12 months done what a lot of us tried to do, and took 3 years, and we got one doing 12 months, it's not 21. And on most of the corners, and it's just a wonderful achievement. Kerry, do you like to come up and say a few words?
God, this is a bit daunting, isn't it? So, a really long story short. As a student paramedic, I was only too aware of the situation in Evesham with our ambulance station closing and the time it takes to get an ambulance emergency services to this area. So we had a few problems. We've got no ambulance station and Evesham traffic. So to access a defib was kind of near impossible. Sitting in the traffic, it just wasn't possible to get defib quickly. So I decided to raise money to get defib put on my house, and I was actually offered one by council. We put a defib on my house. I was then nominated for the award by Katie Gill and won that award and thought, okay, let's raise money for one more. I set up an event on Facebook and it snowballed. It got really big really quickly, and this defibrillator that was on my house was quite unique. Nobody had seen it before. Everybody was asking questions, and everybody wanted to be part of it. So we had raffle prizes coming in left, right and centre, and it got really big really quickly. So it became apparent that I needed a team of people. So although I accept this award, it is on behalf of Evesham defibrillators. We are a team of 5. We have, we are, I couldn't do it without them. We all play a really vital part. There is so much that goes on behind the scenes. You can be the admin, the finances, everything has taken. It's a full-time job, unpaid full-time job. So, yeah, we, as Alan said, we now have 21 defibs on houses in Evesham. They are in streets, on people's houses. We've got another 2 on order, and we also have 2 spare defibrillators. So when a defib is accessed and taken from a cabinet, we are unique in the fact that we don't leave that cabinet empty. We don't want anybody to be at risk of not being able to access a defib. So we finance 2 defibs, and we replace them almost instantly. So none of our cabinets are left empty. So yeah, that is what we do, and thank you for everybody that has kind of raised money for us and supported us. Really, we couldn't do it without the people of Evesham. So thank you.
So there are 2 nominees, both receiving the same award. We should agree it's a fantastic achievement. both of them are really fantastic achievements. The second one is, not the first or the second, anything is, they're both equal years. Well, very good. So, Kyle Hotchkins and his family, nice films, thank you. Kerry, you better give me 2 cars and this is
Okay.
Thank you very much, everyone. So in December of 2022, I decided that the town needed help, well, families needed help with Christmas dinners and presents. So that year, I helped 30 families. In Christmas 23, I went a step bigger and I helped 185 children with presents, and 28 families received Christmas dinner and a week's shopping. And obviously with everybody's help, trustees and people doing the admin and everything, this year I aim to go bigger, and obviously we've aimed to provide people with furniture, fuels, kids' uniforms and meals for those in need. And I've got quite a few different events organised for this year where we can raise money, and I'd just like to say thank you to everyone and all the trustees. Thank you.
I also chose 3 organisations as my charities. Each will receive a cheque for just over £2,000. And the operation of the town council office. The town council office. And they have been very good. They've gone through a lot of times this year. Changed. 2 years? 1.5 years. We've sort of, getting rid of all the leftover, we get it out. What's really necessary. So, I've had 3 girls in the office have flowers, which we distributed in the office today. Couldn't think of what to get Joe, because she's a sausage drinker. And I couldn't find a bottle of diamond milk anywhere, so I had to do with flowers. So we couldn't do this job either without the help and support of my you see, we threw a real hard patch on my right. I don't know what's the second she's just reunited it. So, which I don't know, I'm getting what's the at the same time. Very important is
Wow.
I'd like to think the outdoor stuff. It's look after the plants and maintain the flowers in Evesham and maintain the open spaces. I'd like to thank Ashley Jays and our magnificent team who have kept the Honorary Trees Information Centre going whilst looking for funding. I'm pleased to let you know that she received a grant of 2.3 million, which is to make sure that the armoury doesn't deteriorate anymore in the future. Also, wish my successor, well, he's talking about, he knows what to expect, he's done it before. I'm sure the town will be in good hands. Thank you all for your help in making me proud to say I was this great The events held in the town go to show exactly where talent, what talent we are there. Also, people working hard to make this town a better place. Thank you all.
Mr Mayor, you began your year in May with a newly elected council of fresh faces, eager to make an impression. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you an eager display of impressionable fresh faces. Council, I'm sure that you will agree with me that Councillor Alan Moores has been an exemplary mayor. He has chaired our council meetings with aplomb, often tackling difficult issues raised by councillors and members of the public. Alan has been a first-rate mayor outside of the town hall too, attending community events across Evesham and throughout Worcestershire, including events at the Henrikian Theatre, the relaunch of Bantam Park, a concert for Evesham welcomes refugees in this very church, and a number of Royal British Legion occasions. Alan's civic service held last month included the laying up of a redundant British Legion flag, a truly beautiful and moving historic occasion. Of course, Alan's year as mayor has been made considerably easier with the assistance of a strong and able deputy. And at this point, I would like to extend this vote of thanks to Sarah Scott too, who chaired council meetings and stepped in for Alan several times throughout the year. I would also like to extend this council's thanks to Chrissy Smith, who has served as mayoress for the past year, supporting Alan exceptionally well in everything he has done. Alan, a number of us were present when the Evesham branch of the Royal British Legion awarded you with a Long Service Award tie pin and a surprise ceremony in the town hall. Your colleagues were eager to reward you for your commitment and dedication to a worthy cause. However, the expression on your face at the time very clearly told a different story. It was quite obvious you thought the whole affair was unnecessary fuss and that you were no more deserving than any of your colleagues. Your humility at the time reminded me of the words of John Kennedy. As we express our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them. Council, it's an honour to utter these expressions of gratitude about a most worthy public servant, and to make Alan swear an embarrassment. Alan, it's an honour to call you a friend. Council, it's a pleasure to move a vote of thanks for the work carried out over the past year by our town mayor, my friend, Councillor Alan Moores.
Do you have any nominations, please?
I'd like to nominate Councillor Robert Raphael.
Have a second there?
Honoured guests, fellow councillors, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honour for me to propose Robert, known to most of us as Robbie Raphael, to the position of Mayor of Evesham. Usually the current Deputy Mayor will step up, but we have the current Deputy Mayor will step up, and we will all be voting for someone who has had 12 months to decide how they want to approach the role. You may know Evesham Town Council has had its difficulties since the election in 2023, with a number of councillors resigning for different reasons, including the Deputy Mayor. I am, however, delighted to say that we have 3 new councillors here: Dave Davis, Sharon Hemming, and returning Mike Aarons, all elected on May the 2nd. I do hope you, everyone else, enjoy your time and stay for the full term. But don't worry, we don't always meet like this. Apologies, I digress, so back to Robbie. I'm guessing most of you in the room know Robbie, either personally or by reputation, because Robbie is a very personal man. He has been a councillor both here at Evesham Town Council and at Whichever District Council, where he is currently chairman. In fact, he has been chairman 3 times in total because his first year was interrupted by COVID. And I clearly remember Robbie chairing meetings on Zoom. He is also a panel member of the Town Centre's Advisory Panel and a member of the Vale of Evesham Commerce and Tourism Association. Robbie was 22 when first elected, and he has been a councillor ever since. He was being mayor twice. He was our youngest mayor in 1997, so he brings a wealth of experience with him to the mayoral role. Outside of council work, he is a trustee of the Evesham Volunteer Centre and lends his time to help with various groups and events in the town. And most of this information is in the public domain. I wanted to tell you some things that you don't know about him, think I know about him. So I needed someone who's known him for a long time, someone who will tell me stories about him, and where better to ask his mum. Councillor Raphael's mother, Diana, is also a long-serving member of the Evesham community, known locally as Mrs. Evesham. At the moment, she is a consort to Robbie and has accompanied the chairman of Witchaven on many official duties. She was very happy to help me, and we met on the kitchen table of Diana's house. Robbie was born in 1970. From birth, Robbie didn't speak, didn't make a sound. When he was 2, his mother took him to the doctors. The doctor's diagnosis was, and I quote, "Mrs. Raphael, your son is going to be a diplomat. There is nothing wrong with him, he just doesn't want to upset anybody." Diana went on. About 2 or 3 weeks later, he suddenly asked, "Pass the marmalade, please." When he was 12 or 13 and still at Prince Henry School, every Wednesday evening he went out. He didn't say where, and it went on all through the winter. Then an article appeared in the Evesham Journal, where we had business interested in local events. And again I quote, "A young man helped out with tea and coffee when the bingo was on at Lee Court. He made them a cup of tea or coffee. He wasn't asked to go, he just did. Apparently it was school policy to help out, and he did. He always volunteered. It followed on to something he was doing at school." Quote. Helping others is built into Robbie's DNA. Still in his teens, Robbie started the Evesham branch of Guide Dogs for the Blind. I asked Diane to give me some one-liners from Diane. He likes classical music, he's a good listener, doesn't miss much. He's like his dad, chip off the old block. Trained as an accountant, older than his years, intelligent, doesn't drink. So excellent as a designated driver. It all comes back to helping others. Trips to the pharmacy to collect medication, someone needs a lift, Robbie is a chauffeur. This year, as part of Witchaven's 50th anniversary celebrations, Robbie has visited all 77 of the parishes in Witchaven. Having been chairman myself, I know how much work is in that one undertaking. Mr. Mayor, I could go on and on about the achievements of Robbie Raphael. It is for these reasons and many more, I am delighted to formally propose Councillor Robert Raphael as Mayor of Evesham for the municipal year 24-25.
Great pleasure to second that proposal by Councillor Dyke of Councillor Raphael. I will not add great view to what Councillor Dyke has just so eloquently said, but something did just occur to me as we're sitting there that Robbie has already broken one record by being the youngest ever Mayor of Evesham. Given the way our slightly overlapping civic calendars work, it means that for 2 days he will be the only person ever to simultaneously be Mayor of Evesham and Chairman of Witchaven District Council. I just wonder what his next record will be to break out in the years to come. I second that proposal. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please stand for the new Mayor of Evesham, Councillor Robert Raphael.
Visiting Mayors, ladies and gentlemen, Council, I would firstly like to thank Councillors Andrew Dyke and Mark Googe for their kind words, and thanks to all my Town Council colleagues for their faith and trust in me to be the Town Mayor for the forthcoming year. It really is a great honour to become Evesham's Mayor and to become a small part of this town's rich history. These annual ceremonies are a great opportunity for us to reflect on the year just gone and look ahead to the year before us. To that end, it would be foolish for any member of this council to deny that this past year has been a difficult time. We have suffered with strained relations between members, resulting in several resignations. And because of this unhealthy distraction, we have not been the effective council the people of Evesham deserve. To the people of Evesham in this room and further afield, I would like to take this opportunity to say sorry. Sorry that our infighting has embarrassed you, and sorry that our issues has drained the time of councillors and council staff, time which could have been better spent serving the people of Evesham. This council has always engaged in lively and often heated debates, but we've recently lost a key ingredient to healthy conversation. We seem to have lost respect for one another. So, as we begin a new municipal year, let us take the opportunity to draw a line under what has been and start anew. This might come as a surprise to the general public, but being elected as a local councillor does not come with a handbook of how to solve every imaginable problem. The people sat around this table in these rather bizarre robes are unpaid volunteers, ordinary people who have put themselves forward with the hope to make a difference for the community we all love. We do not live in ivory towers or get sent from London as social media would have us believe. And I have yet to meet one single decent councillor on any council anywhere who is in it for their own ends. In a perfect world, we would all respect one another. We would accept that others have opinions that differ from our own, and we would discuss these differences, change our minds, or agree to differ. Of course, this world is not perfect, and people are not that easy to manage. But during this year, I'm going to work my hardest to restore manners and respect to our council meetings. I can only hope that the social media keyboard warriors will see this, respect this, and return the favour by engaging and communicating with us in a similar, honest and respectful way. Being town mayor is another role which comes without a handbook. Everyone who has this great opportunity will do it differently, and there is no right or wrong way to do it. In my opinion, the office of mayor comes with three roles: managing the councillors and voluntary side of the council, travelling to neighbouring towns and cities to be an ambassador for Evesham, and attending Evesham events and groups to learn their needs and priorities. To be the effective and strong council that Evesham deserves, we need to be part of the communities we represent. Please invite us to your schools, your charities, your groups, your businesses and your events. We want to be part of the vibrant Evesham community, and the people of Evesham have every right to expect a council fully engaged and aware of the town's needs. When I hear or read people running Evesham down, I'm reminded of the old adage, some people grumble because roses have thorns. Evesham is an amazing place. Our festivals and events are first rate. The Battle of Evesham Festival, the River Festival, the Festival of Words, superlatives in their field. We are steeped in history. Eof's sighting of the Virgin Mary, our medieval connection with British democracy, early steam-powered boats pioneered on the Avon, and our part in the war effort with the BBC listening post at Wood Norton. Of course, we shouldn't simply ignore the thorns. This council also has a responsibility to set its own agenda, and pressing the district and county councils over the state of Evesham Riverside Shopping Centre, Evesham's traffic issues, the completion of the cycle route from Common Road to the Valley, and doing our utmost to keep town centres attractive to encourage tourists and new business must surely be a priority for us. This year I would like to restart the Evesham in Bloom project. The group of volunteers never regathered after COVID, and I believe the town has suffered because of that. Anyone who would like to be involved, please do get in touch. I cannot promise to solve every issue within this town over the next 12 months. We will have failures, we will have successes. But I can promise this, and I hope my fellow councillors will do likewise. I am going to do my very best, what I can, for this town, for this community. Will you?
Mr. Mayor, I would like to thank you for giving me this opportunity as Evesham's newest and latest mayoress to launch a new and very exciting literacy project. For a long time, the well-being of youngsters have been very much on my mind, particularly since undertaking research for my books on study skills. Those being Successful Study Skills for 11 to 18-year-olds, A Guide to Success, and also Study Skills and Dyslexia in the Secondary School, A Practical Approach. Since then, I have been acutely aware of the need for students to have competent literacy skills. In the coming year, I look forward to investigating and addressing this particular issue right here in Evesham. Thank you.
As charities for the forthcoming year, I've chosen a youth theme this year and selected Our Side Youth Centre in Broadway Road, Evesham Adventure Playground and Wallace House Community Centre. We will hear a little more from them during the reception at Wallace House later. Item 10 on our agenda this evening is the election of Deputy Mayor. Do I see any nominations? Councillor Suez. Item 10 on our agenda this evening is the election of Deputy Mayor. Do I see any nominations? Councillor Suez. Item 10 on our agenda this evening is the election of...
I'm really pleased to nominate our new Deputy Mayor for this year, somebody who has been working tirelessly for a little while, and a very useful friend of mine who brings me to council meetings on a Monday night, which is very useful. This person is John Clackworthy. He's a very hard-working and enthusiastic member of the Town Council, and nothing is too much trouble for him. As well as his many roles within the Council, he is happy to be available for local residents during surgeries at weekend. He's actively involved with the many discussions during our numerous council meetings and can be relied upon to help solve the many problems that arises. I'm sure that he will fulfil all the things that need to be done that Robbie hasn't already done. We'll be extremely lucky to have him as Evesham Town Council's Deputy Mayor from today. Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, invited guests, councillors, ladies and gentlemen. You've got a lot for a lot of people, so I will be very brief. It's going to be almost like a little potted history, not very long. I joined the Royal Air Force in 1973. Because the training instructor became a Parish instructor featuring airborne forces. I left the Royal Air Force 25 years later, at a time when the British Athletics Federation went into administration, and through my athletics knowledge, experience and coaching, I worked with the then General Secretary of the British Paralympic Association because the newly formed UK Athletics would not entertain disability athletics at that time. I worked with them for 3 years as a volunteer, sorting the administration, organisation, training weekends, records for all of the Great Britain Paralympic athletes, many of whom went to Sydney in 2000, and I was very fortunate to be a member of that coaching team. In 2022, by the by-election, I was elected to the Town Council, and I've had the privilege of working with my colleagues on various committees and outside agencies. Last year I was re-elected to the Town Council and also elected as a district councillor, and again I've had the privilege of working with very knowledgeable and experienced individuals who have taught me a lot, and I enjoyed working with various committees and again outside agencies. There's one word that I like to think that links everything that I've done over these times, and it's one word is commitment. And that is a word that I deliver to you tonight, that I give a commitment to you, the residents of Evesham, to uphold my responsibilities and to do what I can to help you and support the Mayor in all aspects. Thank you.